Okay, we're right at the top of the hour. I appreciate you being on time, so I will respect that and we'll get started. So thank you for attending the workshop today. We're going to talk about social media. So the mission of SCORE is to foster vibrant small business communities through mentoring and education with a vision that every person has the support necessary to thrive as a small business owner. Now, I'm going to check something real quick just to make sure. Okay. So who is SCORE? SCORE is a nonprofit association dedicated to helping small businesses startups grow and achieve their goals through education and mentorship. The SCORE client is supported by a network of over 10,000 volunteers nationwide and is a resource partner for the Small Business Association. SCORE provides inexpensive or free business workshops and free webinars that are online 24/7, free confidential business mentoring in person or via virtual through volunteer mentors, free business tools, templates, and business tips on their website, and SCORE Business Scan by a team of experienced SCORE counselors to provide insight into opportunities for improved performance. Okay, so please introduce yourself in the chat box, your name, first and last, what your business or business idea is, and be sure to make sure that the name you registered in is also the name that's displayed on your screen so that you get credit and receive the copies of the presentation today. If it's not the same, then rename yourself to the name you registered so you make certain you get a copy. No selling in the chat, but get to know each other. I am going to hold all questions until the end because we have a pretty big size crowd today. So if you have a question, remember it and we'll answer it at the end. After the workshop, you're going to receive an evaluation survey, and it should be received via email with a link to complete it. We appreciate your feedback, helps us improve the workshop experience. And if you'd like to have a mentor assigned to you, you can visit score.org/St. Louis. Okay, so we do encourage you to participate and you can turn your camera on. Feel free to ask questions via the chat box. Please mute yourself when you're not speaking to avoid any background noise. We'll share all the slides following the workshop. The workshop is being recorded and you will have access to the recording also. Networking is okay, solicitation of attendees is not. Now let's get started. Okay, my name is Donna Amos. I am the owner of Solopreneur Solutions. We are a digital marketing agency, and it is my pleasure to present Understanding Your Audience on Social Media. So we're going to look at 6 channels today: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. So Facebook dominates with older demographics, ideal for detailed content and targeted ads. It really is one of the least expensive platforms to run ads on. Instagram is popular with millennials and Gen Z, and it focuses more on visual content like photos and short videos. Twitter is favored by users seeking news, trending topics, and direct interaction with brands. LinkedIn is used by professionals and business decision makers, great for B2B interactions. YouTube is wide-ranging demographics with a lean towards younger viewers who prefer video content. And then TikTok, primarily Gen Z, but really, TikTok really kind of exploded during the pandemic, and it's growing among other age groups. It's known for viral, creative, short-form videos. So why should you play in social media at all? If you are in business or you want to be, um, the primary reason that you're going to focus in social media is to drive people back to your website. It's not to say, oh, well, I've got a Facebook page, so I don't need a website. No, that's not true. Facebook can pull it out from under you at any time. You don't have any control over that. But your website is it's your storefront on the internet, and you need to, everything you do within social should help to drive traffic back there. So through content marketing metrics, they actually build on one another. First thing that happens is, people find you in social media a lot of times because somebody else shared your content. So they find you on social, then they like what they see, so they subscribe to your accounts. That helps to drive the traffic to your website. When they get to the website, you should have a method of capturing their email, because people want to say that email is not dead, but that's not true. Email still is probably the most effective marketing tool at turning subscribers into clients. And so that would be the next step, the customer conversions. So think about, what do you give away on your website that they would provide an email address that they would say, this is valuable enough for me to let this company or this person into my inbox, however often you send out content. So the social success cycle is defined by social listening, which is monitoring and responding to customer service and reputation management issues on the social web. Who does that well is airlines. Social influencing, which is establishing authority on the social web, often through the distribution and the sharing of valuable content. So they start seeing you as an influencer. Social networking, and that's finding and associating with authoritative and influential, I hit the arrow too fast, influential individuals and brands on the social web. And then social selling is just that, it's generating leads and sales from existing customers and prospects on the social web. So how does that apply to your goals? So social listening helps with managing reputation, increasing retention, reducing refunds, identify product gaps, and identify content gaps. So there's actually there's a website called contentgapreport.com, and you can put your web address in that site, and it will evaluate your website and tell you where there are content gaps, like in your blog content or your FAQs or whatever it is, and it'll give you the keywords that you should focus on. Social influencing is increasing engagement, increasing website traffic, increasing offer awareness, and then growing retargeting list. Retargeting is when you can you use like a tool like Facebook or AdRoll, and it identifies people that have been to your website, and then you can use ads to retarget them, to get back in front of them again, to remind them that, you have something that they had an interest in. Social networking helps you to earn media mentions. So following the media in your marketplace and engaging with them so that they see who you are, and because you're engaging with their content, often they will reciprocate. And then it helps you to develop strategic partnerships. And then social selling is just that: generate leads, grow your email list, initial customer acquisition, cross-sell and upsell, and increase buyer frequency. So to get started on any of the platforms, there are a couple things you want to make certain you know. First, protect your privacy. So don't put your birth date, your maiden name, and your home address on your profiles because that just sets you up to have your identity stolen. Account setups should not be done by employees unless you have created an email account specifically for your social media. So it could be socialmedia@mycompany.com. And then you can give your employees access to that email account to set things up. But if they leave your company, you haven't lost access to those accounts. And then you certainly want to keep track of logins. I have, for years, had clients that have lost access to their Facebook pages because an employee left and they won't give them access. So that's never a good thing. And then think before you post because you don't know who's watching, your customers or your competitors. So before you post, invite, friend, tweet, think before you do that. I posted something on Twitter a few years ago and somebody didn't like it. It was political in nature, so I should not have done it. And my account got hacked and removed. So be careful what you put out there. And then there's a rule of thirds in social. So a third of your content promotes your business and helps to convert audience. A third of your content shares ideas and stories from thought leaders, and a third is original brand content. I want you to pick one social media platform and get really good at it and then move on. I'm going to give you a cheat sheet at the end that'll help you to structure some of this content so that you get better engagement. Okay, so what do you need? You're going to need a high quality logo file, a good photo of yourself if you are the face of your company. You need the Twitter background, the Twitter post icon, which a lot of times is either, the photo, your headshot or your logo, your Facebook logo, the timeline image, email blast template, everything, your LinkedIn profile cover and your company cover, and everything should look like the same business. So you don't create something on one platform and then change it up completely for the next platform. You want them to recognize you regardless of where they find you. There is a social media image size guide at Sprout Social. But today, it's really easy to use Canva, and there's a free version of Canva, or Snappa or Get Stencil, one of those three, and they have all of these sizes already established, so you don't have to go searching for it. So you can create, let's say, your Facebook banner in Canva, and then you can resize it so that it works for LinkedIn and resize it again so that it works for Twitter and on, or X. So makes it easier today to do that. All right, you want to make certain that you align your social goals to your business goals. So your business goals might be brand awareness. In social, that means reach. Your business goal might be thought leadership. And in social, that means consumption. That means people are liking your content. Word of mouth means shares, likes, retweets, comments. That is always good. Leads means actions in social, and sales in social means conversions. So you want to make certain that if what you're looking for is brand awareness, if you're a fairly new business, that's a good place to start because people may not know that you even exist. So building that brand awareness, getting your reach expanded in social can be extremely helpful. Okay, let's move on to the individual platforms now. So using LinkedIn for business growth. social media for small business. LinkedIn helps you to expand um, your reach. Um, and it offers small businesses an opportunity to reach a wider targeted audience, more cost effective compared to traditional media, but not more cost effective if you compare it to some of the other social media platforms. So LinkedIn is one of the more expensive platforms to run ads on, but it does help with building relationships. So they platforms enable, direct interaction with customers, fostering a stronger connection and a community engagement, increasing visibility, regular updates, and active engagement boost your business's visibility. And then driving sales. Social media can directly influence purchase decisions, enabling promotions, ads, and direct sales through platform features. So those are mistakes you want to avoid. LinkedIn is the premier platform for professional networking. It's ideal for connecting with other businesses, industry leaders, and potential clients. So if you have a B2B business, meaning you sell to other businesses, you definitely need to have a presence on LinkedIn. And you need to do it both ways. You need to have a company page so that if somebody looks for your business name, they can find you. And then you need your personal account because the consumer connects with people and not necessarily with businesses. So you want to establish yourself as an expert in your niche. Content sharing, so sharing articles, insights, company news to help establish thought leadership and to keep your business top of mind among other professionals. LinkedIn says that you have a larger opportunity to grow on LinkedIn if you post at least once a week. I'll tell you that's not enough. You need to post at minimum of 3 times a week to really build an audience there. LinkedIn groups are a great way to join related industries that are related to your business. You can engage in discussions, share expertise, build your network. And LinkedIn ads they have targeted advertising options to reach decision makers and professionals within specific industries or roles. Now, LinkedIn requires a minimum of a budget of $10 a day for ads, and but you can run it for as many days as you want. So you can do 3 days and spend $30 and you can spend that $30 to get it in front of the people that you really want to see it. So understanding who your target market is extremely important for any of the platforms. I will often post or boost posts that I want to get in front of a specific audience. And I may only spend $20 to do that, but I can get in front of a couple thousand people for that. So it's not a bad deal. Okay, your profile is really important. So a good description. So don't just put your title here. So this little pencil up here, this is how you edit and how you can add a custom button to your profile. You want to make certain that your description has some of the keywords that people might be searching for on LinkedIn. Think of LinkedIn as another search engine. So you want to make certain that if they're looking for somebody that does social media management, that I pop up in that, in those search results. You can add profile sections and and specific buttons like mine. It's not showing on this screenshot, but mine has a connect with me or no, it has a schedule a consultation with me. Oh, there it is. Schedule a discovery call. So you can add uh, buttons like that to your pages. Just really be specific about what you want them to do. Now, this is your featured section, and you can add, so this was a post that I had put out there. So I added that post to my featured section. This was another post that I put out. So these are the things that I want people to see right away. And this is my LinkedIn newsletter that that I put out there that I want people to subscribe to. So there's 3 featured sections. You don't have to use all 3 of them, but the things that you want people to see the most are what you should put in this section. Then if you mark your profile as a creator, it gives you more ways to engage with your audience by enabling access to select tools. So like I can do LinkedIn Lives, I can do audio events, I can create newsletters and a follow link. Add your call to action in the beginning of your about section. So you see, I've got this is the link to schedule a call with me, and it's in the beginning of my about section. So you want to tell people what you do, what problems you solve for them, and then make certain that you add your skills, your top skills here. I don't remember how many you can add, but there is a limit to how many. You want to make certain that your profile is fully optimized with a good professional photo, a compelling headline, a detailed summary, and up-to-date experience section. You can also you're in your about section, address the problem you solve, the solution that you have for that problem, and the results they can expect. Results meaning transformation. What's the transformation that will happen for them because they did business with you? Okay, this is one of the best tools on LinkedIn. You can create a newsletter on LinkedIn. You can publish it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. I do one monthly, and what happens is when you set it up, when you start it, LinkedIn will invite all of your connections to follow your newsletter. Then they will be notified every time you publish a new newsletter, a new version. So they'll get a notification on LinkedIn and in their email inbox when you publish a new one. My email open rates are 32%, which is pretty awesome for a newsletter. That's the open rates in their email. So 32% of them actually open and read my newsletter from their inbox. And then participating in groups can help to get you connected with your target audience. So I am in this digital marketing group. Those are colleagues. Those are people that, provide the same services I do. But it's a great way, I can ask questions, I can get feedback, that kind of thing. But I also have this group, which is the International Association of Solopreneurs, that I launched so that I could connect with other solopreneurs. And they join the group, and then I can put my content in there and start building those relationships. So groups can be very valuable. So how do you build a following on LinkedIn? There's an organic option that you can use if you know some other business. Many of you have introduced yourself in the chat. If 4, 5, 6 of you decide that you want to support each other in LinkedIn, then you agree that you'll post, let's say 3 times per week, and that you'll post at 8 a.m. every day. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Then each of you comment and like each other's content. So at 8 a.m., you put your post out there, then you go look at the other 4 or 5 people in your group and you comment and like their post. And preferably within the first hour that the content is posted. That will help others to see your content and get you. So this is a client. Elisa got 31 comments on this post, and 2 people reposted it to their LinkedIn profile. So that's a great way to start building. Oh, and she also got 34 likes and insightful and that kind of thing. So that's one organic way that you can use LinkedIn to build that following. The other way you can do it is with a paid option. However, LinkedIn does not like paid options. It frowns on them. So if you're going to use automation to build your following, you need to be really careful about it. So I've used WeConnect as a tool, and it will help to, so I can go into LinkedIn, I can do a search for, let's say, life coaches. I grab that, after it finds the list, I grab the link, I take it into WeConnect, and then WeConnect will send out, I have to create it, but they'll send out connection requests. And then you can do a series of follow-up messages with that. So, but don't, after they connect with you, don't send a message that says, hey, buy my widget, because that's just spammy. So what I do is I thank them for connecting. And then my next post is giving them a free resource, and which is a digital copy of one of the books that I've written. And then my next post is inviting them to be a guest on my podcast. Okay. Now let's move on to Facebook. How do you leverage Facebook? Facebook has a broader user base, so very, vast, uh, that allows small businesses to reach really diverse demographics with targeted advertising. So if you're B2C, meaning you sell primarily to consumers, then you must be on Facebook, because it's just going to be, a good place to really promote your business. So you can utilize posts, stories, live videos to engage users, provide updates, and promote your products and events or events. If you have a group on Facebook, doing live videos into your groups can be a really effective way at getting engagement. And I mentioned this earlier, but Facebook's advertising platform to target specific audiences based on demographics, interests, and behaviors is really a powerful platform. Customer interaction, respond to customer inquiries and feedback through comments and Messenger will help build trust and loyalty. So if you get comments on your post, you've got to respond back to them. So pay-per-click ads, obviously. You can, suggest what age, the relationship status, where they work, etc. Or even, other pages that they like. So let's see, I could run an ad targeting people that have liked entrepreneurial.com's Facebook page and put my ads directly in front of that group. You can also create groups on Facebook and to target your audience. And Facebook really appreciates it when you start groups, because It helps with engagement on the platform, and they want people playing on their platform, so they'll give you preferential treatment, so to speak. They'll put your Facebook group in front of the audience that you've identified you want to engage with. And then to increase engagement, ask questions, ask for likes, create polls, do things that make people want to participate. So one of the things that you can do in your insights section on Facebook, it will give you a plan. You'll see it'll tell you what you can do to help increase your engagement. So it'll give you a weekly plan, what you need to do that. So publish one story on Instagram, publish 6 posts on Facebook, publish 6 posts on Instagram, publish one story on Facebook. Those are the things it suggests. Now, I can't tell you that if you did all those things that it would, really increase your engagement, but Facebook thinks it will. One of the things that most people don't realize is when you have a post that's doing really well, there's a list of those that have commented or liked or, shared anything that they've done. If you click that list, you will see, oh, I thought I had a picture of it. I guess I don't. You will see a list of the people that have engaged with that post. Next to their name will be a button to invite them to follow your page. So you can just go down the list and hit, follow, 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 or not follow, invite, 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 invite. So it helps on that way to get engagement. Okay, Twitter or X. I can't seem to, it's been Twitter too long for me to switch over. So Twitter's real-time nature makes it perfect for timely customer interactions and news updates, that kind of thing. Hashtags are relevant on Twitter. Matter of fact, they were created on Twitter. So one follower decided if I do a hashtag, then people that are interested in that can follow my post. So he started creating hashtags, and it did, in fact, increase his engagement because people then, went, oh, look, I can click on that hashtag and it'll bring up other posts that are related to that. So that helps. So use hashtags on Twitter. Twitter chats are a good way to either participate or to create, because again, it puts you in front of your community and experts in your industry. So, experiment, see what works for you. Pay attention to your analytics to track what performance your tweets have so that you can understand your audience's behavior and refine your strategy. It's not just about, sending stuff out there and not looking at what performs well, what doesn't, what has crickets around it, that kind of thing, so that you can switch it up. So strategies for Twitter are hashtags. And sorry, I just went into a big long thing about that, so I won't do it again. You can target your audience using hashtags. So for myself, I could use hashtag social media to help reach my target audience. You can get retweeted to put your message in front of people. You tag others in your post. So Melissa wrote this post and she tagged Entrepreneur and the Oracle Group, and she used the hashtag Entrepreneur because the article that came from Entrepreneur Magazine was about, that's what this was about. So that helped to put her in front of Entrepreneur and the Oracle Group and gave them access to her page, basically. And then another thing you can do, if you get a positive reply on Twitter, put a little bit of money behind it and put it out there in front of other people. So if a customer makes they're happy about something you've done, let other people see it. Okay, words that have become very popular are listed under trends on X. And you can see how many people have participated. So if you look at the trends and you see a hashtag for something that you could engage with, like you could legitimately engage with that conversation, then you should do that because all of those people that's following that hashtag now has an opportunity to see your content. So it puts you in front of more people. Now, this is the one platform, YouTube, that most small business owners ignore, and it should not be ignored. It is very valuable for a small business. So YouTube provides a platform for storytelling, showcasing products in action, which can significantly enhance brand perception and reach. So posting regular, this is true for any of the channels, being consistent. Maintain a consistent posting schedule to keep your audience engaged and improve your channel's visibility in YouTube's algorithms. So for myself, I have a podcast that's also video. And so there's a channel for the podcast that gets posted to once a week, whether I want to or not. I've got it set up to automatically happen. But the other thing that I do is on my Solopreneurs YouTube channel, 3 times a week, I'm posting a reel about that podcast that went public on Monday. So on Monday, it goes live. I post a reel Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I've consistently got content going out there and using keywords and such to get in front of more people. So I'm getting regular content posted. Um, Interact with viewers through comments to foster a community and gain valuable feedback. SEO for videos is really, really important. You can get found on Google through your YouTube channel if you optimize your videos correctly. And Google likes giving their users exposure. So if you're playing on both of their platforms, on Google and on YouTube, you're going to get preferential treatment. So you have to optimize your video titles, do your descriptions, tags with relevant keywords to help improve your searchability and reach a wider audience. Number one, consistency. One of the things that we do for clients is FAQs and SAQs. So frequently asked questions or should ask questions. So those are the questions that people don't know they should ask about your business or your industry. And so you can tell them that we're talking about 1 to 2 minute videos. So I have an attorney client that does elder care. So we do weekly videos, we do bi-weekly videos of frequently asked questions and should ask questions. And I find a lot of the questions on forums. So forums for elder care, forums for seniors, that kind of thing. I can go there and see what are people legitimately asking, and then let's put a video out that answers those questions. How-to videos are extremely important. And YouTube is used often for how-to videos. Follow others in your niche and comment on their videos so that their followers will actually notice you and then maybe turn around and see what you're doing. You can add a card to each video to make it mobile friendly. And what that means is it will make your video clickable because on mobile they're not. They are on desktop, but you have to add a card to each video to make it mobile friendly. To do that, you have to verify your website through YouTube and then add, typically it's an image that's linked to your page that you want to promote. Then Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube Live, Instagram TV, all of those are good places to put your content. I should have put TikTok there and Instagram as well. But it's all good. Okay, so on YouTube, you can automatically have subtitles added to your videos. You can transcribe and auto sync your videos. So what I use that for is so the attorneys, so we do the FAQs, then we take those videos, embed them in a blog post. I then take the transcription and put it over in the content on the blog post because search engines can't read a video. Well, they couldn't. Maybe they can now because of AI. But I still put the transcript there because it's easier to get the SEO going for that reason. Okay. So there are many, many tools for creating videos, but Lumen 5, that'll take a blog post. You just put the link to the blog post in Lumen 5 and it'll turn it into a video. I think they have a free version. I haven't used it in a while, but they used to have a free version. Adobe Spark is another place. Promo, Soapbox, Canva, Loom, which is a screen and audio capture, and Animoto. So all of those are video tools that you can use. There's also a bunch of AI tools now that are available to create videos. Just make sure you look at it really close before you put it out there because sometimes it does weird things like add 6 fingers to a hand. Okay, Pinterest. Pinterest is ideal for brands that have strong imagery or, have products that they sell. It allows you to showcase those products and ideas to engage your audience. So it's great for graphic designers, for interior designers, for chefs, for fitness people, because everything that they all do can be very visual. So the challenge is you have to create visually compelling boards and pins, optimize keywords, not hashtags. Pinterest does not use hashtags, it uses keywords, and then engage with user-generated content. Pinterest ads, you can leverage Pinterest ads formats, including promoted pins to reach specific audiences and drive website traffic. But again, it's more of a B2C platform. So you really have to understand who your clients are so that you make sure that you pick the right place to be playing. Because trying to do them all and do them all really well can really be frustrating. So create boards that help to tell your story to your audience. And then pair every product page or important piece of content you want to draw attention to with a great image. This was a few years ago. There was a blog post about content ideas for June. So we created the post, linked it to the blog post, and that's one of the ways that it drives traffic. And then create boards about topics that will attract your audience. So I have a board that is people I want to have a glass of wine with. And it really, you would be surprised at how many people engage with that board. And even though that doesn't have anything to do with my business necessarily, it allows me to build relationships with those people, and then I can introduce my business to them. Okay, you can make your pins buyable, like in e-commerce. And Pinterest is one of the places that people buy um, more from. Their average order value is higher than any other social media platform. 93% of users use the platform as an inspirational tool to help plan their purchases. So when my son and daughter-in-law were planning their wedding, she had a board for her wedding and for things that she was interested in, and myself, her mother, and her maid of honor each had access to that board, so we could comment or add something to the board, that kind of thing. So it really is useful for sales. And then from blog posts, their keywords are like SEO. So blog posts to product descriptions, everything is targeted to be seen by the most relevant audience. Keywords on Pinterest are no different than in SEO. So you can find influencers in your industry. Look for the top dogs um, in your industry, and then make certain, I don't know why I keep doing that, make certain that you're engaging with their content, because then it's a good chance that your audience will, also see your engagement and will help to build your following. Include your Pinterest um, channel in your newsletter, and you can even embed Pinterest boards into your website. So again, if your business is very visual, putting a Pinterest board on your website can be good for traffic. All right, Instagram. I'm going to have to speed up. I'm talking too slow, I guess. The visual approach of Instagram is undeniable. So brand aesthetics through high quality images and videos are important. Stories and highlights, use them for time sensitive promotions. Like, let's say you're putting up a webinar and you want to get it out there, use a story to get it pushed out there into Instagram. Engage with your followers, use polls, questions, interactive stickers, influencer collaborations. You can partner with influencers to extend reach and credibility, tapping into their audiences for expanded visibility. You almost always now have to pay those influencers to, recommend your product or service. So keep that in mind. Effective hashtag use. You don't want to use more than 30, but it really does increase the reach of your post. So Instagram, if you do a search for the keyword that you want to get found for, so web design, if I put that keyword up, I can see if I just used web design, there's over 2 million posts that have that hashtag in it. Not likely that I'm going to get seen there because it's saturated. But if I did web design agency, there's only 22,000, so I could get seen. Or web designs is only 41,000. So, that doesn't mean that I won't put this hashtag in there, but I want to make certain that I give myself other opportunities to actually be seen. So you can also follow others in your industry. So if I look up entrepreneur on Instagram, I can go down the list of their followers and I can follow them. It's a matter of click, 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 click. Now, you don't want to do too many in one day. 25 is probably the max. And then within a week, if those people did not follow you back, then unfollow them. So this is one of those platforms. It takes some work to get it done, but it can be worth it. Post daily and use plenty of hashtags. And then these are the words that are searchable. So those hashtags are all searchable in Instagram. It creates a hyperlink so that you can see what's being posted there. So there are 4 types of visuals. Graphics such as quotes, tips, how-tos, memes, questions, lists, games, photos of digital products and services, reviews, and testimonials. Photos taken with a camera that show behind the scenes, products, books, etc. Carousel posts, you can add up to 10 swipeable images and videos to one post. So all carousel posts have white arrows to navigate so that people know that it's a carousel and can move through those images. And then videos can be posted to your Instagram feed as long as they're under 1 minute long. Longer videos can be posted to IGTV, and reels are now allowed to be longer as well. Hashtags, shoot for 30 per post, a minimum of 9. Use relevant long tail hashtags. Use location-based hashtags, especially if you're a local business. And then, go do some investigating and see what hashtags your competitors and customers are using. Don't use the same 9 hashtags on every post. You need to switch it up. So you can use some of them, but then you need to mix in others. Otherwise, it looks like you're just being spammy. All right, TikTok for small businesses. TikTok, it has a really rapid user growth, as we know. Hopefully they'll get it worked out and it'll stay in the United States. But it provides a global platform for small businesses to reach diverse demographics, especially younger audiences. Engaging storytelling through short form videos, capitalizing on trending challenges, hashtags, music for authentic engagement. Musicians do really well on TikTok as well as on Instagram. Ads and influencers, you can utilize TikTok's targeted advertising options and collaborate with influencers on there to amplify your brand and visibility reach. For business growth, TikTok's algorithm favors creative and engaging content, offering the potential for really fast can't say it, virality and brand exposure. So join in on popular trends to stay relevant and visible to a broader, often younger audience. Encourage user-generated content through challenges and hashtags to boost engagement and authenticity. And then make short, engaging videos. Focus on producing short, captivating videos that convey your message quickly and effectively. So strategically choose platforms based on your target audience so that you can maximize engagement and effectiveness. Adapt your content to fit the style and strengths of each platform for better results. Maintain regular interactions with your audience to build loyalty and brand recognition. Measure and adjust. Use analytics to measure success and adapt strategies accordingly to optimize your social media presence. Okay, pros and cons. The cons to social media is the algorithms. They're computer generated. We have no control, so it makes no sense to whine about it. No control over negative reviews. You just have to be aware that, it's going to happen. There are some people that just can't help themselves. They have to be a whiner and provide negative feedback on almost anything. Read your post out loud before you post it, just to make certain that it doesn't come across wrong. You risk the opportunity for copycats, but again, it's just something you have to live with. And even if they try to be copycats, they try to copy your processes or your content, they're not you, so they can't really. And then it's time consuming, 10 minutes per day per platform. So, that's why I say pick the ones that are really going to help build your business and don't try to do all six. The pros are it increases your brand awareness. It's very cost effective. You can do basically free advertising through your reviews and repost. You get to add value, guidance, and laughter. Laughter is really important. People like funny things. Authenticity and reputation are important and easy to establish. Brand loyalty, and then the connection to your target audience, and get to ask them questions about, what are their problems? How can you help? Keep it relevant, conversational, do brand yourself, use popular hashtags. Always take the high road and approach every interaction with positive or negative with a solution-oriented mindset. Don't get into arguments with people on social media. It never wins. So don't get spammy. If you use the same 30 hashtags every time, it can be seen as spam. And don't use more hashtags than content. So I don't want you to say, I love this, and then put 30 hashtags under it. So some resources. There's some content ideas. This is the framework that I want to show you. This is a cheat sheet for frameworks that work for post. So to stand out, you're going to use a framework for hot takes. I'm going to put it in the chat, a document that has all of this detailed. So hot takes, you're going to do it for, to make a bold scroll stopping content. And then your starter line is hot take. Building trust, you're going to post something from your heart. It's going to be vulnerable, but it's going to lead to connections. And you're going to start with, I almost didn't. Build authority, I did. It helps you to teach through experience. And then it starts with, I used to struggle with. And then the peace framework is story brand peace. So it's structured, story-driven messaging, and most audiences struggle with, and then from there you move on. Okay, there's some tools that you can use to help connect and share your content. Those are the image apps. As a reminder, after the workshop, you're going to receive a survey in your email. We would really appreciate you completing it. There's where you can find the workshops locally and nationally. And thank you to the presenter. That's kind of silly, isn't it? Okay, don't leave. I'm going to put that document in the chat, and I would love it if you would come on. Oh, come on. I know there's a way to add a document. I just did it the other day. Questions? Anybody have questions you want to ask while I'm trying to find the way to do this?
Yes, I do. Raven Robinson, Allure Events, Charlotte, North Carolina. How do you feel about virtual assistants, especially those that are abroad. I do know of someone, and she has somebody in the Philippines. How do you feel about that, please? Thank you.
Okay, so I don't have a problem with that as long as they really understand your voice, that they're going to, so you really initially want to look at everything they're going to do, that they're going to post, so that you make certain that they're talking in your voice, that they understand your business. But you can't do everything. So it's okay to have help. And once you get somebody that you trust and that they're doing okay, then you don't have to keep looking for looking out for it every time.
Where would you start? I mean, just going on and just research virtual assistants in whatever country?
Yep, that's pretty much. I would stick with like the Philippines because they're English speaking.
Okay.
And that would be the place I would start. There is a VA company that all of their people are from the Philippines. It's called Level 9. You might
Thank you.
you might look there to see. I don't know what their pricing is now, but you can usually you also, if you can explain to, if you have things that you've written that you can share with, let's say, Chat GPT and build your own GPT, then you can ask it to create your content and then hand that off to a VA that can create the imagery to go with it.
Mm.
And then you're in more control and you can tell Chat GPT, nope, that's really not me. So I have a Chat GPT and it knows that I have a little sarcasm and that I like to use humor. And so when I tell it to create it, it'll say back to me, "Oh, here's some post to create, around your personality with some sarcasm and humor."
Okay.
So that
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Anybody?
Donna,
Yes.
I have a question related to the previous one about hiring somebody to do this to really maximize. What do you think of finding somebody on like Fiverr?
Yeah, absolutely. That's just another resource. Fiverr and Upworks is another one that you could use to find. And in doing that, you're not going through a company like Level 9, so you can probably save some money.
Okay.
But again, you just want to make certain that you have to take the time to train them well.
Okay.
Um, and then they can eventually, take it on themselves. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
I
All
have a
right, there's the
question.
link in the chat. Yes.
The question is that slide that had regional links to regional and national um, workshops went by very fast. Is it possible to bring it up again?
Yes. And you're going to receive the slides via email as well.
Okay.
So give me just a second. I'm putting the link in here that I want you guys to.
Can you also send us some information as to, I mean, I know you've talked a couple things here, but where else to make content, especially video content?
Oh, yeah, I can certainly do that. One of the things that I love doing is there's a video platform that makes talking baby heads. And it reminds me of the financial firm that used to use, the babies in there. And I've used it a few times and it's actually quite cute. Yeah, I'll put it in with, when I send the slides out to them to send over to you. Can you see my screen still? Oh, I know you can't because I stopped sharing, didn't I? Let me try again.
We can see you.
Okay. Let me.
Okay, I can get a picture of that. Thank you.
Were you able to see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Awesome. Other questions?
I have a question. So is there a way that we can monitor, um, basically how well our brand is doing, like within the community and like on social media?
Yeah, there is. Almost all the platforms have their own analytics built in. So you can go in, you can look at what's performing well, what's not. Or if you use a platform like we have a white label platform that we call Solopreneur Connect, and you can build a report that you can get it weekly or monthly and it'll show you what content performed the best, where you're getting comments, that kind of thing. So there are plenty of platforms out there. There's one called, I will send this as well. It's called Medical, I think. It's one of the least expensive platforms I've seen out there.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And would that also be great for if I wanted to know the other competitors around the surrounding area of my brand and business?
That's going to take a little more work on some of the platforms. Yes, you can identify your competitors and be able to watch what they're doing as well. Specifically on Facebook, you can do that. You can, you know, I think I have 10 competitors that I check every now and then to see how they're performing against us. But you know what I found over the years? It really doesn't matter what the competition is doing.
Right, because you're always gonna be doing what you're doing, right?
You have to be yourself, and that's how people connect with you.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Other questions?
This has been so helpful. Are there going to be more social media webinars offered from SCORE upcoming? Because this has been immensely helpful. I could do this again and even hear more because this is where I have such a deficit.
Yeah, so I think I'm the only presenter right now that does the social media, and I do this, I think every other month. But it's the same workshop. I wanted to give you guys just a quick, I know I told you, I had that chart on the site, but this is the examples that I sent over to you. So if you're using the hot takes hook, there's um, a template that you can use to create your hot take. And then there's an example, the same with the heart post, the same with the framework, the problem, personal experience, result, takeaway. So the I did post, and then the story brand piece soundbite template, which is identify the problem, show empathy, tell them you have an answer, tell them what's going to change, and then the end result they can expect. And there's samples of each one of those, as well as some call to action swipe files that you can use. So I hope you find that helpful when you're creating because when you're first getting started, deciding what to post can be the most challenging. Like, oh no, what do I post today? And then you go on and do something else and you forget about posting today because it was too much effort. And then you find out, oh, I've went a week without posting anything. So I hope you find that helpful. Any other questions? Lisa, what document are you referring to? The one that I sent over?
The one that you were just showing, I had the time zone late or wrong, so I just signed in and it doesn't show me the thread
Oh,
can
okay.
have the preview
Let's
video.
see if we can do that again then.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
I'm glad to hear that it's been recorded though, so.
Yes. Do you see it now in the chat?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, is there anything I've missed here? I'm glad you guys found it helpful. I will send over some other things to SCORE, so they will send you the PowerPoint, the recording, the document that I just sent, and I'll send a list of video sites as well. Okay, if nobody has any more questions, I'll let you get on with your Thursday. Thank you so much for spending a little more than an hour with me. Thanks, everyone.